sure you're eating a lot, guys. Please, I see it all the time. Like, you have a day off or a rest day, and you guys eat way less calories than you do when you work out, or you cut your carbs and all that stuff. I'm like, make it make sense. If your rest day is to recover, you need the calories, the protein, the carbs. You need all your macros to recover. We are 2 weeks post ACL surgery, and we're already back in the gym, you know. No rest for the wicked. But still got to train athletically. Still got to get our body primed for post rehab and everything. Get ready for the season. And we still got to push some big weights. We're on a goal to hit 405 for a triple this year. So we still got to get our speed and our explosive working. So today we're going to hit some heavy explosive bench press for mental movement for the day. So that's going to be our compound, and maybe some heavy incline bench. But yeah, we're going to do 10 sets of 3 and take about like a minute and a half, 2 minutes in between each set. And we're going to go about 60 to 70%. So not very heavy. Just going to focus on being explosive, being fast. I mean, you can only really push through one of my legs, so I'm really trying not to overdo it, but still get great work in. And I don't really want to misalign my hips by pushing through my right leg, because I can't really push through my left leg. So I'm going to try and engage my core as much as possible. And if I need to wear a belt, then I'm going to wear a belt. We'll see. Bands, and they're not perfect because these racks like to slide a lot, so I'm going to be careful with it. And yeah, for these, I'm just going to be really explosive. Come down fast. Bang. No pause. Tempo is very fast. The only thing I'm going to change on these is between each rep, I'm going to stop, reset at the top, and then control myself, and then explode in the next rep, because I don't really have my base, so I can't make it like repetitive, consistent. I can't make it like really rapid, so that's the only thing. So yeah, but I mean, that's what I need to do done, so can't complain. It's a little different, not being able to have that good leg drive, but it feels great though, won't lie. This is really your first training session in a while. It has been a couple weeks since I trained, and yeah, it's gonna be a couple more weeks since I can train decently optimal, especially for the upper body anyways. It's gonna be a while I can train legs besides rehab and all that stuff, but you know, gotta give God thanks I'm able to still be in the gym a couple days after surgery. I mean, hey, what a blessing it is. I think this year the goal is just to come back with the craziest physique, man. Like being bigger, stronger, faster and stuff. So I mean, this injury has really showed me like put more emphasis in rehab, put more emphasis in the small detail stuff that you sometimes are like, oh, I'm too tired to, you know. You gotta focus. You gotta put more emphasis in all that type of stuff. I don't think I need to go any heavier today. This is closer to around 60%. It's not a lot of weight, but it's close enough. Again, no leg drive, so can't really get my base underneath me and be able to push like efficiently. So this is really just a lot of core and like stabilizing myself without my legs. So yeah, I mean, I feel good though. Otherwise from that, so I'm not complaining. I can tell I'm not as explosive as I was a couple weeks ago, which is fine. I mean, we'll get it back, muscle memory and all that stuff. But I mean, I'm honestly looking forward to like being able to start back from scratch, just in the training, especially in like the lower body, because I'm gonna have to be able to rebuild my entire legs and stuff, because I haven't trained like properly in months. So that's kind of exciting, be able to start back from scratch or close to it anyways for a while. But yeah, no, for today's exercise, I mean, honestly, the one thing I've realized about myself when it comes to training, especially for the upper body, my body is really, really good at muscle hypertrophy stuff, I can do like 100 reps of an exercise real easy. I mean, I don't need a lot of reps in between sets and stuff like that. But when it comes to absolute strength, it's like 1 rep max to 3 rep max. That's where my body tends to like not be as efficient. I mean, granted, like I'm pretty strong in terms of like absolute strength compared to like the average person, like athletes and stuff like that. But like my personal goal is to be able to hit 405 for 3. I mean, a lot of people won't do that on the bench press, but that's my personal goal, and I feel like that's where it comes short. I could do 225 for reps. I mean, yeah, can do 405 on back squat, front squat for reps. But if I went to say squat 600, it's a little different. I don't know. Yeah, my body's really good when it. I mean, type 3 muscle fiber, and so I'm very explosive. But when it comes to like stuff in the gym, it's just kind of weird, you know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking shit. I don't know. Who knows? If I can give any advice to like younger athletes or people that wanted to set up a certain type of training, if they want to build muscle, lose fat, get explosive, get faster, stronger, I say try not to set up your training periodization in different phases when you're just starting out. I'll say get your body used to doing everything in a set week. So having a absolute strength day for upper and lower, hypertrophy day, upper body explosive day, lower body explosive day, and a full body plyometric and explosive day. Do everything in a week, and sprints and conditioning, stuff to help with your VO2 max, stuff to help with your central nervous system being faster, more alert. That's how you get faster, more athletic, is by priming your central nervous system to just ready to go and be explosive. I say set up your training periodization like that. Do everything in a week, because when you train, when you set up your periodization and say absolute strength block for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or however long, then you go explosive work. I mean, every time you switch up your training, your body adapts to that type of training after a while. So then you lose really what you were doing before, not 100% obviously, but say if I was training a lot of speed for 6 weeks or say 6 months, and then I went into just a lot of hypertrophy max strength stuff for like 6 months, I'm gonna get slower because I'm not running or doing explosive work for that period of time. You're gonna get slower. So if you're setting up everything in a week, you're gonna retain a lot of that speed and a lot of that strength, and you're gonna get better. That's why I found my body adapts better doing everything in a week. I found that my performance and stuff has been way better, and it's aided me into being able to perform a lot better too, actually. And that's what I'll say. Like in college, even though we have like our off season where we're lifting really heavy and stuff, we're still running, we're still doing plyos, we're doing all those stuff in a week. And that's why college athletes are such freak of natures, because we're doing all those stuff every day. So yeah, that's one thing I would say for athletes that are younger in high school and stuff. Try and incorporate that type of training system and see how it works for you. You want to get stronger, lift heavier, honestly. Obviously, I'll perform proper technique, not ego lifting, but rep ranges from like 2 to 3 to like 3 to 8. Those type of rep ranges are really good to get your body stronger. I mean, if you want to get stronger and push absolute strength, you got to lift heavier. Like anything over 10 reps is really just hypertrophy. Muscle hypertrophy is really good for athletes because you want to be able to have your body being able to operate and perform for long periods of time. But in terms of strength training, muscle hypertrophy training, it has its place, but making sure you're getting a really good absolute strength day where the rep ranges are 3 to 5 or 6 to 8. So your first lift of the week for upper or lower should be your heavy day. And then the back half of the week should be more hypertrophy, more explosive type work. Making sure you're getting, when your body's fresh, you're getting that absolute strength in. And when your glycogen is replenished over the weekend, when you take those days off to recover and you're eating, making sure you're eating a lot, guys. Please, I see it all the time. Like, you have a day off or a rest day and you guys eat way less calories than you do when you work out, or you cut your carbs and all that stuff. I'm like, make it make sense. If your rest day is to recover, you need the calories, the protein, the carbs, you need all your macros to recover. Sometimes it's better to eat in a surplus on your recovery days to make sure you get enough nutrients and all that stuff so your body can recover. Your body's going to burn it up. You're not going to get fat. You're not going to get off track as long as you're not overdoing it. 100 to 200, 300 calories over your maintenance or your cut or whatever on your off day is going to do your body justice because you're replenishing your glycogen and all that stuff, and your body needs it. That's why you're going to continue to progress and get better. Don't cut your carbs on rest days. Please don't do that. Halfway through now, we're at set 6. So we're just got to the halfway point and beyond. And yeah, I mean, it's really not heavyweight we're doing today, but we're just basically repriming our nervous system to move explosively. So when we go to that absolute strength bench press, our body's like ready to go, and like, you know, that 1 rep, 3 rep feels really strong, really good. And yeah, I mean, I've started doubling up my creatine. I started taking about 20 grams now, just for the next 7 days, just getting a nice little load in, because I had to come off it for like 3 weeks, I think, or something like that, before surgery, because you have to come off all your vitamins, all your supplements and all that stuff before surgery and everything. So yeah, I had to come off it for a while. So now I'm in like a load phase where I'm doing like 15 to 20 grams for 7 days, and then I'm going to taper it back down to 10 grams because I'm over 200 pounds. So for it to be really saturated in my body, I try to take around 10 grams. That's what the science says. I mean, I'm not a scientist, so that's what the science says. Normally when you're over 200 pounds, it works better in absorption in your body. So that's what the science says. I don't know if it's true or if it falls. I'm not a scientist. I've never done a clinical study on that. So yeah, but make sure you take your creatine. I mean, you're an athlete, take your creatine, take your multivitamins, take your zinc, your magnesium. You go to me in the mornings, all that stuff. All that stuff is gonna help you. Make sure you take your magnesium and your zinc before bed. Better sleep, better recovery, all that good stuff. I've been doing a lot of push-ups and stuff at the house, so my chest is a little bit fried. And walking around in these crutches, I swear it's been the most sore my triceps have ever been. Like, this is like a tricep workout every time I decide to go for a walk or get some fresh air or anything like that. Like, when I tell you my triceps are always sore, it's always sore. Like, even now, like, this weight feels way heavier than it should. I should be able to curl this weight, but yeah, everything feels so heavy. But you know, that's a blessing. That means triceps is gonna be super strong after. Not even being like injured or not being able to, like, you know, really train how I wanted. It's like being so close to your goal of making it pro as a professional athlete. Less than 1% of people have that opportunity. And being able to be so close and being like so highly regarded by coaches and everybody like that, and then end up getting injured. It's like, when I tell you, like, it really took a mental toll on me, and like it took like multiple people in my life, you know, a lot of loved ones and my friends, and, you know, telling me it's gonna be okay and everything happens for a reason, which it does, you know. Just gotta go with God and just stay focused and just keep my eye on the prize and, you know, remember. But I'm really grateful for this opportunity, because I know when I come back, I'm gonna be the most complete I've ever been in my life. I know it. I know I'm gonna be the strongest I've ever been, the fastest I've ever been, the most athletic I've ever been. We're gonna turn some heads, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to be able to like step back and just really just be able to focus on training and just get better, honestly. But yeah, man, like, yeah, just being so close and getting injured. Yeah, at first it definitely took a toll on me, man. But yeah, hey, adversity leads to success, and like how you get through adversity and how you use that adversity to drive you and to get better and to achieve your goals, that says a lot about a person. So we just got finished with that section of the workout, and now we're gonna move on to some close grip bench. So I'm gonna throw on the wrist wrap because I forgot my fat grip. Normally I would set my fat grip up on the bar, so then the wrist, the forearm are activated, so it takes the stress off the wrist a little bit. But I forgot them, so yeah, we're gonna throw these on and make sure to keep our wrist safe. Yeah. So happy to be back in the gym and be back training and everything, you know, and have some goals in mind when it comes to terms of training and getting back ready to play come March. Oh yeah, the one thing I'll say, guys, always make sure you write down your workouts and make sure you're constantly progressive overloading, constantly growing and evolving in your training. I mean, that's how you're gonna get better. I mean, yeah, don't be one of those guys that is in the gym for years and then you can't even tell that they're in the gym because there's no progress. Make sure you're staying on top of everything, your nutrition, your supplements, if you take supplements, which I recommend, you know, creatine, the multivitamin, all that stuff I've talked about before. Shoulders, arms straight out. We're gonna go equal to distance of the shoulders, which is probably about like the groove where the smooth part ends. Elbows in, go elbows in, and we'll let the bar sit on where your thumb is, the palm, like right on the palm of your hand. We're gonna come down to the sternum, explode. Drive your head in the back of the bed. 4 sets to 8 on these, and just control it down, nice little eccentric, nothing too crazy, and explode. Make sure your elbows stay tight, don't flare them out, keep them tight in your body, and power, explode. Let the bar rest right here and kind of like internally rotate your hand. So the bar should be right here, and you kind of internally rotate your hand. I'm a fan and probably can throw on like 275 for 10 on the close grips, but we're not there yet. Moving on, we're staying away from the 120s today because I don't really want to accidentally hit my knee, try and kick it up or anything like that, and I don't feel like curling that weight up right now. That's a lot of weight to do right now, so I'm gonna go to some shoulder press, decently like on 170s, and I'm not gonna really go over 80s today, I don't think. So no real progressive overload today, but it's really stimulating the muscles because the muscles haven't been trained in a while. So even though my progressive overloading for I was 2 weeks ago, I'm still stimulating the muscles in the sense that I haven't been hit like this in a while. So I'm still gonna make progress. It's not linear. Suspension a little slippery. My butt keeps kind of off the back of the pad. Maybe I should lean it back a little bit. I don't know. Can't really be very vertical because it's so slippery and I can't like keep my foot in place properly on my left leg. So I'm gonna do like 2 sets with the 70s and then I'm gonna move up to the 80s. But yeah, a lot of people don't wonder why you don't open up your shoulders more. I like to do a slight, 45, like a slight neutral push kinda. Sometimes I do fully neutral push because it helps to keep your shoulders a little bit more safe, especially when you go really heavy loads. And I don't really need to open up my shoulders that much because our shoulders are very like in football. You have a lot of shoulder injuries just because of the contact aspect of it. So I'll try to have our shoulders in like protected positions and not like really open up a lot. In terms of strictly bodybuilding and stuff, then it's probably more beneficial, I say. But in terms of football and athletic and sports, a lot of the times you're never going to be out here doing anything really in football anyways. I can't really think of anything right now where you're pushing like this. It's always tight, you know. Drop that down to 70s because I had to push a little bit too much on that, and I'm trying to keep it pretty light. So we're just here to stimulate, not annihilate. So I'm just really trying to stimulate the muscles because once we get back into proper dialed training where we're able to do our full body stuff, then we're gonna be able to like get closer to that annihilate. Not really. We're never trained to failure in terms of athletic performance, but in terms of hypertrophy, you're going more to failure. So that would be mostly like the back half of the week where we're just really trying to get into that pump phase, hypertrophy phase. So yeah, right now it's more stimulation than annihilation. The goal is to get back to about 110, 115 and doing these for 10. But that's gonna take us a couple weeks. I'm gonna do some lateral raises, 5 sets of 15. So I think a good weight to start off is the 50s. Not too bad. And there's no real tempo in these. This is the part of the workout where it's more hypertrophy. We're doing the higher rep ranges, really trying to get that pump. I'm gonna start off really heavy, so I'm gonna start off with 50s. I was gonna start off with 60s, but I think 50s is a good gauge. And then we're gonna do a couple sets. We're gonna do a couple of sets, and then based on how it feels, we're gonna go a bit lighter, so then we can do a little bit more range of motion. So we're gonna start off. Hopefully the range of motion is really good, but if the range of motion is mostly like a half, I'm not going too trip about it because we're gonna go a little bit lighter so we can get a full range of motion. So we're gonna go really heavy, and then we're gonna go real lighter because I feel like the shoulder really like when you hit a really heavy lateral movements and then superset it with a really like lower lateral movements, higher reps. I feel like my shoulders grow a lot more from that, especially like the lateral head. So I'm gonna try it out. 25s now. Now we're gonna get a nice, great reps in with good form. no partials, or as least partials as I can. So maybe at the end, when you hit that goal, we'll do a couple partials just for that extra. But I'm gonna focus on getting that really good form in. So shoulders up, shoulders back, slight lean, pause, nice. I like to finish with my thumbs facing down. So up, face down. Feel that. See, we finish off with that extra little partials. That alone is going to give you that little extra oomph when it comes to getting more out of the workout. I love to do partials, especially like when I get fatigue on the exercise. Partials are a really great way of like getting a little bonus in. So don't knock it. See people in the gym doing partials, don't knock it. Everything's got its purpose, you know? As long as they're doing it, the form, the technique, everything got its purpose. Today is not a very, very long, very complicated workout. It's very simple, very basic, but it's very fundamental. We did some speed bench, we did some incline benching, we did some heavy shoulder presses, and then we did some shoulder raises we're doing right now, lateral raises. Then we're gonna finish off with some heavy cable push downs or rope push downs. Yesterday we did the straight bar push downs. Those are my go-to push downs when it comes to triceps. I really love doing those on the straight bar. So you just have a straight bar, elbows will come slightly in front of you, and you're finishing out straight ahead. You don't want the bar to one side or the opposite side where you see people do a lot. You want it to be in front so you have an even push, and you want your elbows to slight finish a little bit in front. We're just going straight down and forward. Those are my favorite. Going really heavy on those, but today we're doing cable push downs. We're going to do 5 sets of 15 to 20. So really just, as I said, we're in the hypertrophy half of this workout, so we're just really trying to burn everything out. And yeah, tomorrow will be a rest day. We eat a lot of food, we'll get a lot of carbs and a lot of protein in, probably like about 3,500 calories, about 300 plus grams of protein, and maybe 400 or 500 grams of carbs. I mean, I'm a bigger dude, so I'm a 6'2" and a half, 220 in the season, and I'm fairly lean year round. So I need a lot of food to keep my body in maintain. If I don't eat 3,000 plus calories a day, I'll just lose a lot of weight. Like before surgery, I was probably around like 218, yeah. And I was getting steps in, all that stuff, like pre-surgery. I mean, I was burning a lot of calories, but I was eating a lot of food. And I'm used to eating a lot of food, so when I don't eat a lot of food, like during surgery, I didn't really have the appetite because I wasn't working out as much, but I was still eating a lot. I was waking up, breakfast would be either 100 grams of oats, some peanut butter, protein powder, you know, and then mix it up, a little bit of berries and stuff. That's my go-to. But yeah, I would eat that for lunch. A pound of beef, maybe like 200 grams of potatoes, some avocado, and then a snack would be a protein shake, protein bar, and then dinner would be another pound of meat and carbs of choice with some veggies and like some berries and stuff for little vitamins and stuff. But yeah, I was eating that like while at home and stuff because I wasn't working out and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm eating a lot. I'm getting a lot of weight. I lost 6 pounds. So I'm telling you, man, you gotta eat your food, and your body needs that fuel. You know, you're gonna burn it off, especially when you're at the level of training that you guys are. Like you're explosive athletes, you're high level athletes. You need to fuel your body. You gotta fuel your body for performance, man. Even as a physique athlete, you still gotta fuel your body for performance. The calories and stuff may be less, but you gotta fuel your body, especially. I mean, it's more like structured when it comes to physique athletes because everything is timed in terms of carbs and all that stuff. So you're not eating very high carbs throughout the day, but you're eating high carbs a couple hours before your training to fuel out workout. You still gotta fuel your body, you know? You can't starve your body and expect to lose weight. You're gonna lose a lot of muscles, you're gonna lose a lot of water because a lot of, glycogen and stuff. That's why I don't really worry about what the scale says. Worry about how my body looks. You can tell when you're losing a lot of weight. Either you're more vascular or, your muscles, you'll see more striations and stuff like that. You can tell when you're losing water versus when you're losing fat. To the last exercise of today's workout, and a very short but effective day today. Today was a speed hypertrophy day, so we got work done. Feeling pretty good. Now, yeah, we're just gonna do a couple of sets of tricep pushdowns with a rope. We're doing 5 sets of 15, so very high volume. Right to the body. Let's finish slight up in front.